Okay, so let's talk about the different styles and techniques of brows that you guys are going to see and that you're going to learn in our course. So the first type of brow is a hair stroke brow. So either microblading or nano brow, you're going to see hair-like strokes throughout the entire brow, from the front all the way to the back. That is microblading or a full nano brow. When you're doing a combination brow, it is just that. You're combining microblading or nano strokes. So any type of a hair stroke, you're combining it with shading, or you could even call it powder as well. I like to call it shading because we're just shading in small areas, as opposed to a powder brow, which we're going to talk about here in just a second, where we're going to fill the entire brow from front to back with a full powder brow. Now, the next type of a brow that you're going to learn is an ombre brow. So this style I find is very unique and specific to different locations in the US or around the world. Here where we live, we don't really ask or get asked for people to do the ombre brow, but we do see it in California, in Florida, New York, really bigger cities that are more populated that tend to have trendier different styles. So the ombre brow is going to be very, very light in the front, and then it's going to get darker and darker and darker as it gets towards the tail. So essentially what you see is you see the brow completely outlined on the bottom and on the top, all the way to the front, top and bottom, and then it's filled in very lightly in the front. And then, like I said, it gets darker and darker and darker as it gets towards the tail. Like I said, this is not a type of brow that many people ask for. So this isn't something that we'll spend a lot of time on, but I do want you to be able to feel fully equipped when a client asks you to do this. So the next type of brow that I would say is the most popular for me would be the powder brow. So the powder brow is essentially very similar to the ombre brow. And there's a lot of different styles of powder brows that you'll see. Now, what I typically like to do is I like to keep more so a borderless brow. So I'm not creating a harsh line around the outside of the brow. I'm essentially just kind of filling it in and giving it more of a powder look or more of a makeup look. And now you can make these super natural by doing just light passes, or you can go a little bit heavier, make them a little bit bolder by adding more and more saturation. So you're controlling the look that your client wants by the amount of saturation that you're adding to the eyebrow. So with a powder brow, what I do is I keep it very light in the front. I do outline softly the underneath side of the brow from the front all the way to the tail, very lightly. And then the top, I'm just gently shading around the outline to keep it nice and soft. And then the bottom of the brow is a little bit darker, and then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter as it gets towards the top border at the tail area and on the top of the brow. That is what I find that most of my clients like. I'm sure you will have different requests from your clients, but we will show you all of these techniques so that you feel fully equipped when your client comes in and asks you for a specific technique or style of